These two lenses are exactly the same on paper, except one is about half the price. But are they really the same? I'm Jacob, the Viking DP, and on this channel, I'm giving you video gear news, tutorials, and reviews. Here, we have the Sigma 24-70mm f2.8 art lens for L mount, and the Panasonic Lumix S Pro 24-70mm f2.8 lens. First, let's discuss what is the same. They both have very similar specs, but maybe not exactly the same. They both have three aspherical elements to help minimize distortions, an aperture range from f2.8 to f22, which is adjusted digitally in camera. Both are full frame, have a stepping motor autofocus system, and have a rounded 11-blade diaphragm that contributes to a pleasing bokeh quality, which means blurry background. You aren't a cinematographer without a blurry background. Both lenses have a 24-70mm focal length. Both can also be used in APS-C format models, which will provide a 36-105mm equivalent focal length range due to the smaller sensor size. Now, let's discuss what is different. The Lumix S Pro has 4 ED elements. No, not that ED. It stands for extra low dispersion, which helps reduce purple fringing and other chromatic aberrations. This produces a high degree of clarity and color accuracy. It also has one UHR ultra high refractive index element that minimizes aberrations. The Sigma art lens has 6 FLD, F low dispersion, which has performance equal to fluorite glass. It also has 2 SLD, super low dispersion elements. These low dispersion elements are similar to the ED in the Lumix S Pro. It allows for highlight transmission and has a low refractive index, which, like the Lumix S Pro, reduces chromatic aberrations. Now, in addition to the stepping autofocus motors, the Lumix S Pro has a dual autofocus system with linear motors. This allows for better autofocus than the Sigma art lens. Or does it? We will find out. As you can see here looking at my lovely face, the Lumix S Pro has an autofocus that is just fine. The focus in the Panasonic S1H, which is the camera I'm using, isn't the greatest to begin with because it has contrast autofocus. The newer Lumix S5 Mark II has phase detection, so it will be much better and it will be much quicker when autofocusing. For manual focus, the Lumix S Pro has this cool feature where if you slide the front ring back, it goes to manual focus, and then you bump it forward, and it goes to autofocus. When it's in manual focus mode, a magnification box appears on the built-in flippy LCD screen to make sure you are nailing the focus, which I really like that. Now, on the Sigma art, you get the AF/MF switch, which allows you to switch between autofocus and manual focus. And it has this integrated AFL button that can be programmed to adjust various shooting settings. Something I like. A cool feature is this zoom lock switch, which is to prevent the barrel from accidentally being extended. And I hate when the barrel is accidentally extended. Have you used either of these two lenses? Or is there a better lens that you prefer over one of these? Let me know in the comments. Lastly, they both have some type of sealing, but the Lumix S Pro is marketed as weather sealed, and the Sigma art lens is just dust and splash resistant. I would probably trust the Lumix S Pro just a little more out in rough weather, but don't go throwing this lens in a swimming pool unless you really want to see it swim. Then by all means, throw it in a pool. Now, let's see these two in action. For manual focus, they're both easy to focus. The Lumix S Pro has a manual focus that seems more subtle. The focus ring on the Sigma is not as tough to turn as the Sigma S Pro, so I found that enjoyable. I find it easier to focus because it's not as rough. Now for autofocus, I know the Panasonic S1H doesn't have the best autofocus due to contrast detection. The Lumix S5 Mark II now has phase detection, as mentioned. However, when testing autofocus, it looks better on the Lumix S Pro. It doesn't seem to search as much as the Sigma. That's probably due to the dual autofocus system in the Lumix S Pro. I want to mention thank you to Awesome Movie Gear for helping me with equipment. Not sponsored, by the way. My supervisor made me say that. They are an amazing resource for video and film projects of any size, so check them out for your gear rental needs. If you want to get either of these fantastic lenses, check out the links in the description. If you buy using those links, I get a small commission, but it's free to you and it helps this channel greatly. Thank you for watching the Viking DP Nerd Out About Camera Gear. If you found this video helpful, attack that like button and subscribe for more video gear news, tutorials, and reviews. Also, ring that notification bell as well so you get to see this lovely face. Keep fighting, film friends. Viking DP out.